What do you think during the time before Destiny's Child had a huge single? What do you think was the hardest thing that you went through? Was there ever a time where you said, I may need to go back to work and kind of put this music thing aside?
Well, I didn't say that. Certainly my wife at the time made those comments that I should go back to work. I was focused on making this successful. I always had the vision and belief that it would be successful. There was a lot of failure in the beginning, and there was a learning curve for myself. There was a learning curve for the ladies. And I went back to college. I went back and took classes to understand artist management, to understand production. The ladies were taking vocal lessons, choreography, media training, all of us. We've had failure, and again, one of those traits in the DNA of achiever is learning from failure, learning from mistakes.
What do you think were some of the biggest failures that you had during that time?
Well, I think getting dropped, the ladies got dropped from Electra Records. I didn't understand it at the time. Daryl Simmons, who I have a lot of admiration, signed the ladies to a production deal. I didn't understand the different types of deals, production deals, label deals, and understanding the difference of a production deal and signing directly with the label. That was a learning experience. That Daryl was a partner with Babyface and L.A. Reid. They were writing partners. And then these guys were writing at that time. They were writing for Whitney Houston. They were writing for everybody, Toni Braxton, TLC, Boyz II Men. We're talking #1 artists. Daryl was extremely, extremely occupied and busy as a songwriter. I didn't understand that as a manager. And probably looking back on that, pressed way too hard on the relationship that he focused on Destiny's Child. Now myself being a record label executive, I understand when you're just terribly busy that sometimes the other artists have to wait.
Now, a lot of people, when they think of fathers managing the musical careers of their kids, they think of Joe Jackson. Where do you think you and Joe Jackson differ on your approach and how you guys managed?
I don't know Mr. Jackson. I only know what I've seen actually on TV shows and what I've heard from the media. And I've learned and I've experienced most of what you hear from the media is not true. So I can't give a judgment on Mr. Jackson. I can just base it on the one movie that I've looked at 2 or 3 times. And if that had any truth to it, and again, I have to emphasize, I can't put a lot of credence in the media presenting it accurate. He came from a different background, both educationally. He came from a different background with his experience and knowledge of corporate America, his knowledge of marketing and sales. And it appears that our backgrounds have no difference. There's no similarities in our backgrounds whatsoever. And it appears our approach has no similarities whatsoever.
Fair enough. Both of you have kids that became superstars, though.
Absolutely. That we do share.
When you looked at the level of success that Destiny's Child and Beyonce got, was it somewhat of a surprise that they got as big as they are, or was this all planned out ahead of time?
Oh no, it was planned out ahead of time. You have to know my background. I was fortunate. We were talking earlier. I was fortunate in the medical division to be the #1 sales rep worldwide at Xerox Medical Systems. 3 out of 4 years. I was fortunate to co-own a clothing line that was highly successful that we sold for a significant amount of money, House of Darion and Darion clothing line. You have to understand, years back in the 80s, I co-founded and co-owned one of the most successful hair salons in Houston for 18 years, Headliners. And so my background varied, that fortunate, grateful. This is one of our successes, the music industry, but personally, I've had success way before the music industry.
You have had a lot of success, but a Beyonce level success is really a monstrous level, though. You see what I'm saying? You're talking about a handful of human beings in the history of Earth have really gotten to that level.
I certainly understand that. I won't debate that her success is paramount. I'm simply saying that when you're in a corporate world and you're the very best worldwide at something, it's no different. Understand what I'm saying, Vlad. I'm saying that I've been fortunate to be with parts and entities that were the best worldwide. No different than Beyonce and Destiny's Child were the best worldwide. The approach for being the best at something is the same approach, regardless if it's the medical division of Xerox or being a #1 artist. That approach is similar. If you haven't experienced being the best at something, then it would be a big deal. I've experienced way before Destiny's Child being the best at something. That's what I'm saying.
That's interesting. I mean, because most people don't equate the two. That they think that success in business is not the same thing as success in entertainment, but you're actually saying that it is.
I'm saying success in business is a vast arena called business. There's a thing called music business.
As far as taking shots, I mean, this is hip hop. It's fair game, you know. If they took it as a shot, then it's a shot, because perception is reality. And you know, at the end of the day, I'm not here to say no, I didn't. It is what it is.
He has some lines, some gut check lines in that record. But as far as like being top 5, I can't go with that. I can't go, nowhere in the world.
I'd say maybe top 20.
Nowhere in the world. 20? Oh, nah, I mean.
Not even that, huh?